Sorry, guys. Somehow I managed to get disconnected. Sorry. Apologize about what just happened. I'm not sure. I just like disconnected for an entire second. Sorry. Hopefully you guys are still here. Hopefully you didn't get disconnected. We do want to hit our land drops. We need a black land. Maze Mine Tomb is good. Brazen Borrower I think is fine. We just need to hit a black land eventually. So we just gotta find removal for the Haven. So if we can resolve Goldspan Dragon next turn, that'd be great. We don't have a way to protect it currently, which is kind of unfortunate. I think that's fine. There's the black land we needed, but it's not the one we wanted. So we could resolve Span Dragon, but we want to wait one more turn. So probably dump on some blue mana. We'll foretell the multiverse. And we'll pass turn. So we can hold up a counterspell if we need to here, if there's anything like crazy coming down. That's fine. So if there's anything crazy coming down, we can just counter it. If there's nothing too crazy, then we want to hold our counterspell for Goldspan Dragon. Is Goldspan Dragon plus Valky like that? Like we don't. I guess we can just bounce that, right? We don't need to counter that. I guess lands at this point are fine. I kind of maybe just punted myself. Yeah, because now I gotta wait another turn. I should have played the Temple of Deceit in the previous turn, so that was an error on my end. Because I didn't have to utilize all that mana. Yeah, because I think keeping the Goldspan Dragon alive is better. And then next turn we can cast Valky. So we can take 4 and go to 8, that's fine. Also fine. I would definitely take the Valky, otherwise I can resolve it. Yeah, that's a smart move. I think we want to draw 2 and see what we get here. Right, excellent. So we have 7 mana available to us. Two, 4, 6, yeah, alright. So we're going to end turn here. We were supposed to bounce this on their upkeep, but that didn't work. So now we go to 6. Or sorry, go to 2, we take 6. We don't want that. So we have to leave both of our blockers back, which is the unfortunate part. We have 7, so we can go to 5 mana, which allow us to do both of those things. I said we have to leave Goldspan Dragon back. Well, because they still have their man lands. I guess that's the issue here, right? So we lose if we don't have an answer for the man lands. So the best thing that we can do here is behold the multiverse, and hopefully we hit removal. So we let that resolve. Alright, so we only found one piece of removal there. So that's unfortunate. Alright, so opponent got it. Rough spot there right at the end. Now we're on to game number 3. So yeah, our target removal is great. They also have a Valky. I don't think Extinction Event's gonna get the job done, so let's bring in Bone Crusher Giant. What about Duress? Is bringing in a card worth... Is bringing in Duress worth it? So we have answers for all their small, cheap creatures. I think I'm going to bring in some number of Duresses. Got one giant, bring in this. We'll do something like this. If for 1 mana we're disrupting what the opponent's doing, then we're doing a good thing. Alright, we'll keep this. Eliminate's good. We want to keep that. We want to have a lot of removal against them early, and then we just want to make sure we have a counter spell late in the game. So we'll take all the removal. Take it all, since we know the opponent's not really going to put pressure on us until a little bit later, right? Hopefully we hit a land. Good thing we got the Behold the Multiverse out of there, because this is all redundant, so it doesn't matter. Alright, so we did hit a land, which is great. Yep, we'll take both of those things. So we're not going to just slam the dragon here. We want to be able to hold up Saw It Coming. So instead what we're going to do is foretell this. Allows us to protect our Goldspan Dragon. Okay, opponent can dress this again, that's fine. Again, all the redundancy is paying off. don't want the land. Pass turn, saw it coming. Okay. Now we're just looking for like a Valky. Would be huge off the top to bolt one time. So unfortunately the opponent's going to be able to Ugin very soon, so we have to find another answer. They have their own. We don't want to give our opponent a dragon. A little too late on the saw it coming. Oh. The only benefit here is that the opponent doesn't play counter magic. That's fine. Like a dragon off the top would do it for us. We don't want to give our opponent a counter spell, I suppose. But we might just lose it now. The opponent was able to... That's crazy. It's crazy that they... that they get greedy and they play mono black with Tibalt as the golden egg being the filler. That's pretty clever. I'll give them that. That's gonna be it, because now they can just minus on the dragon. Alright, so opponent got us here, right? Yep, they got us here. I mean, we do have 12 mana available to us, so if we hit like Extinction Event plus Tibalt or something, we could be okay. We have a very narrow window. I don't think this matchup's bad for us. Maybe I sequenced a couple things incorrectly, but I think that this matchup is pretty straightforward and easy for us. typically decks that don't have any interaction besides removal, we're probably pretty good against. But if you allow yourself to fall behind like that. Oh, damn, our next card was Valky too. Alright, so we lost this one. But we got to 5 wins, so we got 10 packs, plus we got 3,500 gems, which is quite good. So, or not 3,500 gems, sorry, 3,500 gold. So we definitely paid for a second entry. And we got a rare Shatter Skull Charger, okay. Alright, so yeah, 10 packs. That's a pretty reasonable open, if you ask me. Not bad. Not bad with the deck. So go ahead and claim that prize. Oh, we have a Theros Beyond Death pack too. Let's see what we get, guys. Guys and gals. Sweet. I'll take a Nyx Bloom Ancient. We could open 10 at a time, but let's enjoy this. Alright. Don't much care about that card. Toski, I'm fine. We got 3 Toskis now. I think the card's pretty good. Another Sika's Chariot. Okay, I think I have like 3 of those now too. I have a lot of this set, to be fair. There's obviously some things I don't have yet, but all right, I'm not too excited about that. Righteous Valkyrie. They gave me a whole play set of those already, so don't need a 5th or a 6th one. The Bloodski Massacre. I'm not sure about it. Maybe. I usually don't play decks, sacrifice creature decks, but the Dream Devourer. Probably not going to play that. I'm probably not going to play that. Probably not going to play that. Cards I'm probably not going to play. Interesting. Oh, we have a mastery point too. Look at that. Let's go to our mastery tree. Let's get the 3rd card. Yay! We did it. Okay, so taking a look here. I mean, the deck feels pretty good. I can't think of anything that doesn't feel very good in the deck. And we went 5-1. You know, that's pretty good. It's pretty good in most tournaments that you do. If you go like 5-2, you know, it's pretty good. To be fair, most of the tournaments I play in have 8 rounds. You usually got to go like 6-2 if you want to make the next day. But not bad, not bad. We got a decent prize payout. All right, let's give the metagame challenge another run. We got time to give it maybe if it's a short run, then we can just do something else. But if it's a long run, we can do things. Oh, I'll hydrate. I'll hydrate. After that long, after that long five win streak there. It's good use of that spare change, keeping somebody hydrated. It's very thoughtful of you. Yeah, it's keepable. I wish I didn't have 2 Goldspan Dragons in my hand, but nope. Pernicious D. Okay. Playing some good old Gruul. play this as a red source. We'll pass turn. Could have played Valky there. Okay, so we know they're not playing anything else. Play this card here. We'll pass turn. I'm glad we drew a Heartless Act because it is their turn 4, so there's likelihood that they have a Questing Beast, which we would rather obviously much kill a Questing Beast than a Brushfire Elemental. I think we'll take 3. We'll just bounce the Mammoth. And we will Valky. Alright, so we want to take the Bone Crusher here. That way they can't crush our Valky. If they hit their next land, which they might have top decked a land, then they have their Goldspan Dragon coming down. Which is unfortunate because we don't have like a counter spell for it, but we do have a Heartless Act. So if we rip a untapped mountain, that'd be huge for us. Alright, they get an Innkeeper, which is pretty damn good if you ask me. So we're going to hold back here. If they hit the land for Goldspan Dragon, we want to be able to remove it with Heartless Act. If they don't hit the land, we can... oh wait, they have lands. Interesting. Alright, so that's a good turn for us. Hopefully the opponent doesn't draw anything ridiculous. Like another dragon. And just good. Alright. So let's behold the multiverse. Let's see what we get. take both of those here. Now the question is, so we have to let that resolve. Well, we don't have to, because then they don't get a card, and then we take 5, and then we should win. So we should counter this. Oh no, now we lose, damn. Because once we block the Bone Crusher Giant, they get their Bone Crusher Giant back and then just blast us in the face. So I think we would have lost that either way, right? We had 3 mana available to us. Yeah, we would have lost either way. Oh, they're definitely going to win here. Unless the opponent makes a mistake, which they won't. Yeah. Now they get the Bone Crusher back, and now they just smash us in the face and we lose. Yep. So, close game. We definitely want our Extinction Events. I think those are good. Brazen Borrows are fine. Heartless Act and Eliminates are fine. I think Velky's like pretty decent against them. I think we got one of those. I'm gonna bring a 1D Stroke. We'll go from there. I think we have a pretty reasonable matchup against most decks that we play, which is a good thing. It's kind of what you want, right? You wanna try to have good matchups, right? That's how you win. That's how you win things. But I think we might have been able to win that first game. This is a really good hand besides the fact we only have 2 lands, so we're going to get greedy. We're going to keep it. It's a really good hand against what we're playing against. It's the edge. Okay, Lovestruck Beast. It's not an Innkeeper, so I don't mind as much. There's the lands we want. If it was an Innkeeper, I might have played the other land just so they can't get value. We'll pass turn here with Saw coming up. This is a red just in case we hit another, just in case we hit a Goldspan Dragon, we want to be able to have a double red. Here we could Extinction Event, but I think that we're okay. Because we can Bone Crusher the Giant in response to the Brushfire Elemental and its land. Unless they have a Fabled Passage, then we get super punished. Because the only way to remove it then would be with Heartless Act, which we don't want to do. But the idea here, hopefully, is that they have an untapped land. And then that they play Questing Beast, and then we can Heartless Act the Questing Beast. Getting rid of their powerful creatures is the big thing because they play Great Henge, so you don't want them to just have a board full of creatures that they can cast. Play a Valky down here. Take their giant. Hopefully they didn't rip a creature right off the top. That'd be unfortunate. So no blocks here. Could have like a Vivian or something. Oh wow, you just top deck a giant. Come on. Come on now. Come on now. That was such a good play too. So they'll have enough mana to cast that this turn if we allow them to. Which we don't want them to. So we're just going to get rid of the Bone Crusher Giant. Because now they can't do both. Oh, now they can. So fortunately we're hitting some tap lands. Hopefully they didn't rip another creature off the top. Because if they did, now they're going to get huge value. Of course, and they ripped it. Damn. Opponent is just ripping really good off the top. So 2, 3, 4. I mean, there's a good chance that we can lose next turn. I mean, they have removal for the dragon, so we're just going to have to go for this and hopefully it sticks. Two lands is unfortunate. If we survive, that'll be a good play. If we don't survive, then we don't survive. We just lose. It's like we lose to like an attack plus a Bone Crusher Giant. Yep, I got it. Alright, so this metagame challenge didn't go as well as the last. We got 0 wins opposed to 5. Forgot to blow out my candle there. It's been burning a while. It smells nice. It smells quite nice. We'll claim our pity prize of 500. So we did get 4,000 over the last 2. So it did pay for itself, which is fine. But that one was quick. It was just a 1-rounder. We'll take the play. We can keep this. Got early interaction, a Valky, and a Scry land, so seems fine. This is the blue-black one, right? So we're playing mono green food deck. I would imagine. Take the Kogla. Alright, so they're playing green-black. Alright, now we're just hoping for a land. So we have 3 Goldspan Dragons, which we don't need. And we don't have red mana to cast them, so it's quite literally one of the worst draws that I could be encountering right now. Sentinel's fine. I'm fine being on a 20 turn clock. No lands again. Not much we can do about that. Had we been hitting our land drops, we'd be in a fantastic position right now. So now they can try to jam their Planeswalker, which we haven't saw it coming, so that's like the one upside here. Again, no lands. Just pass turn. So we're just going to remove one of these now. We'll remove the other one in response to them putting counters on it. Hopefully they didn't rip something crazy off the top, otherwise we're going to be in a really bad spot here. Cost 6. Now we can get a red land with Field of Ruin. Oh, we'll just destroy one of their lands. I should probably destroyed one of the snow lands. Probably would have been a little bit better play. Yeah, the Woodland Chasm would have been a better target. Oh no! What the fuck? I didn't. Oh my god. Oh my god. That was premier stupidity. It's absolute premier stupidity there. Obviously, I meant to grab a mountain, and the screen just popped up as I was trying to click away, and it clicked a swamp. Usually it asks you, are you sure, or something
It
like
was
that.
awful, you guys.
Yeah,
It was so vicious and hateful.
exactly. That's exactly what it was. That was... You're right, Cartman. I think that's fine. I guess if anything, we can transform Kogla if we hit any land that's untapped, because it's CMC 6. This past turn, hold up saw it coming. We'll bounce the 1/1 token. Most likely on their turn. We can't let Garruk resolve. Start leveraging Kogla. So now we have all the mana that we could ever want, but we just need some other things to do with our mana. Alright, the Jira Goose. That's the least of my concerns. Hopefully we just rip like a Default off the top, that'd be sick. But the opponent is staying alive, I'll give him that. So we're not going to run out the other Goldspan Dragon in case they're playing Blood in the Snow. We don't want to lose our entire board to one spell. It's the only reason why we didn't run out the other dragon. It's not the only reason. There's also the reason that we have lethal on board. So Garruk here can create 2 wolves, which does nothing. They can destroy this target creature, which is fine. Yeah, now they just lose. Okay. Extinction Event's going to be good against them. I think Bone Crusher Giant's probably fine against them. It's like medium, but they are trying to play a lot of big spells, so I think Disdainful Stroke is probably a correct choice. Again, not too concerned with Shark Typhoon here. I think Brazen Borrower is okay. Removal is good, but we definitely have to have answers to all those Planeswalkers, so we need to make sure we're hitting one of our counter spells. It's kind of the only downside about this deck, which I kind of want to tweak a little bit, is we don't have an answer to Planeswalkers that are resolved unless we can get through and damage. So if we like fall behind and they get a Planeswalker resolved, it's very hard for us to come back from that point. So I think that that's an area of focus that I want to look at too. Like, what are some cards that we could potentially trade out in the sideboard, which help us deal with that. Which I know there's like Blood Chief's Thirst. I do try to play at the instant speed because that's kind of how the deck is built, is to play, 2 CMC things at instant speed generally. Opponent goes first. We have a lot of lands, which is unfortunate, but we have 2 Scry lands, so we can hopefully filter into some stuff that we need. We have Disdainful Stroke for the Planeswalkers that they're going to try to ramp out, or whatever else it is that they're going to try to ramp. And we also have a Behold the Multiverse, which we could probably foretell if we weren't playing both tap lands. I would just foretell that on 2. We'll play the red land first. We have plenty of black lands. Yep, we definitely want a Heartless Act. Okay, opponent didn't do anything, which is good. Get rid of that land. Opponent missed a land drop. That's not good for them. Probably play this as a red land. And then we'll just foretell this since the opponent didn't do anything on their previous turn. That gives us a chance to make our spells cheaper. So that way in the following turn we can double spell. I'm not overly concerned about that, especially at the moment. Alright, so here we can, we'll eliminate. We can eliminate plus Behold. Nope, we don't want these. Those are both pretty good. Play a blue land here, and we'll pass the turn. First of the Iron Games, that's fine. We'll just go ahead and Bone Crush this. can resolve our Bone Crusher Giant, and we'll pass the turn. We have Disdainful Stroke up. We have two Heartless Axe, 2 Extinction Events, and a Brazen Barber. So if they try to resolve a threatening 4-drop that we don't want to hit the board, we have Disdainful Stroke. If it's anything that's like non-game breaking for us here, then we can just Heartless Act it or Brazen Borrower. That's fine. We'll let that resolve. Alright, here we'll Behold. We don't care about destroying one of their lands at the moment. And we'll pass turn. Again, this lets us hold up Counterspell and Behold all in the same turn. If they want to recast Polukranos, that's fine. We'll probably just Extinction Event it anyway. But we'll Behold the Multiverse before that just in case. It gives us some more information about our next couple draws. That's fine. So we'll Behold. We'll take the dragon. And we'll destroy a target creature with no counters on it. Temple. Play Temple. You don't need another land. And we can play Dragon and hold up Disdainful Stroke. So we'll let that resolve. So they're going to choose to let it fight. In which case, we're just going to remove 3 counters from this. Foretell that, and we'll pass turn. So now we're in a pretty good spot. I mean, we have been for a little bit now, but we have the counter magic that we need. Polukranos requires 6 other cards, right? Yep, and they have 5. We'll just get rid of Saruf. Now they can try to reanimate Polukranos. Oh no, they can't. They don't have enough mana for Polukranos. So 2 Disdainful Strokes are good. If they want to spend their entire turn bringing Polukranos back, they would lose, so it doesn't really matter. Like if they pay 6 here, right? I mean, 1 we can counter it, but 2 it just doesn't matter because they have 2 life and they can't block flying, so. Nice. Got another win. I think that's 2. Or is that the first time on this one? Claim prize. Alright, so that's just one win. Alright, I'll be right back, folks. I'm going to grab some water, and then we'll continue. Spinny chair. Alright, so we got some hydrating liquid. Got some liquid to hydrate with. I grabbed an apple Danish as well. Oops, and I just smashed my mic. And we will resume. Resume. I'll take the play. A lot of black land, 2 scry lands. We should be okay. We have a Shark Typhoon we can cycle away. We also have Valky we could play on, well, like turn 3. Seems a fine card to have. I really do like having one Extinction Event main. It's like a bailout in game 1. Vicious Pup, so they are probably playing removal. I don't think that's what we need. We do need red land, don't get me wrong, but I think right now, if we're playing against aggressive deck, we're going to have to find ways to deal with them, efficient ways to deal with them. Let's see what the opponent has. I mean, I'm sure they have shocks and removal and things like that. So they have a Rimrock Knight. We'll just take this. But the opponent has some pretty interesting things. Double the power of target creature. Infuriate, something that we kind of have to worry about. They also have the Rimrock Knight. And unfortunately, they just hit a Bone Crusher Giant, which is very unfortunate for us. So we're actually going to behold this. Oh, I should have played the tap land. So we probably lose this matchup. We definitely need to hit more of a removal and have extinction events, so we'll get rid of the Shark Typhoons post board. So So they should have done that before they attacked, because otherwise then they would have triggered the Robber of the Rich. Alright, yeah, so even if we even this, we wind up losing, so now we know what we're playing against. Try to give us a little bit more of a chance. Extinction Events will come in. None of these other cards are useful against them, unfortunately. We want the Bone Crushers, all this stuff. I think Brazen Borrower gets a little less good. Well, maybe we want Brazen Borrower. Get rid of a couple Typhoons since they're slower. We need early interaction here. Take the play and keep. Yep. We're going to keep that on top. Like I said, it's pretty clear that all we have to do is deal with most of their small creatures. They might be playing Goldspan Dragons over the top. Extinction Event's another good one. Now we just have to hope our next cards will land. Otherwise we get super punished. This past turn. Maybe that was incorrect to pass the turn. It's unfortunate. So we did hit a land, which is pleasant. We are just going to crush this before the opponent has an opportunity to be able to pump it for value. Bounce this. So really hoping for us to hit a land there. Take the Bone Crusher. That way they can't just remove Valky for nothing. We'll pass turn. We hit a tap land. Unfortunately, it was a tap. We hit a land. Unfortunately, it was a tap land. Okay. So now we have a saw coming, which is good. Opponent's on 5 lands. We were pretty close to losing here, so it's like we could Extinction Event, we could play the dragon and attack, but then that leaves our shields completely down. There's nothing that we can do. Mono Red's got us on the back foot pretty heavily here. So they have 6, so they can't cast, they can't cast Torbran and equip in the same turn, which is a good thing for us. Damn.
It was awful, you guys. It was so vicious and hateful.
Hey, party, how you doing? How you doing today? So, not much success in this one. I think we only got 1 or 2 wins. I don't know if you were here, party, but we did get to 5 wins. Doing good, man. Like I said, the first challenge that we entered today, I went 5-1, so we got 10 packs and 3,500 gems. So that was gold. So that was good. Yeah, we got right here. Yeah, we're just pushing this Grixis list. Well, we might as well claim our prize quick. Of 1,000 gold. I'm trying to determine a little bit more. I want to interact with the sideboard a bit. I recently cut a Shark Typhoon from main and put 1 Extinction Event main, and cut 1 Duress, and I wound up putting 2 Weathered Runestones in here, which I might cut out. I don't think it's as good as I thought it might be, and I'm just looking for a couple other sideboard options for, you know, like kind of like the Rakdos, like Reanimate decks. Well, not Reanimate, but like the Woe Strider / Kroxa, and yeah, I mean that's a lot of it. That's hella bulky, man. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's incredibly good in the deck, right? So, like, turn 2, you can play it, grab one of their creatures. Once you transform it, it's no longer Valky, so then you can play another Valky and get more value off of it. Otherwise, you just play it late game as a Planeswalker. So, the card's been fit. I thought 4 was a lot initially, too, for, like, a legendary card, especially at 2 costs, but being able to have multiple on the battlefield stealing your opponent's threats are pretty damn good. So it's been good so far. But I was looking over at my sideboard and I'm like, I have a lot for control matchups. I have like Mystical Dispute, Disdainful Strokes, and 3 Duresses. The Ox of Agonis has been great, obviously, against rogues. Extinction Event's been good against all of the creature decks, but I don't know. I feel like I have a bit much against control, and I need to kind of balance my matchups a little bit. But so far, the deck's been doing really well. I think we're sitting at, let me see. I can tell you exactly how we're doing. So that's today. Okay, so I mean, it's not like 10 out of 10. Overall, we are 11-7 with it so far. So that's not too bad. Can't complain about 11-7. Oops. It's a strong brain maggot. Yeah, yeah, it definitely is. So, I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of Valky. Like, fortunately, through all my drafting and stuff, I had picked up a single Valky, and I picked up 3 Goldspan Dragons. So building this deck was incredibly cheap. Yeah, I definitely think it needs some tweaks, and that's what I'm trying to figure out here. I was hoping by playing in the metagame challenge. Hey, Big, how you doing, bud? I was hoping by playing in the metagame challenge that I'd be, facing a lot of the top tier decks, or like what people think are top tier right now, so I can kind of get an idea what people are doing and try to figure out how to tweak this deck to go against it. Big, what's big? Talk about. Oh, you're talking too big. I was like, wait a minute. Thanks for popping in, Big. I appreciate it. Always welcome around here. Pretty close to building that mono blue snow deck too. I only need 5 rares for it, so that's a pretty good thing. Oh really? You did try the list? Did you make any tweaks to it? Or did you just like kind of run it as the list that I sent you? What'd you wind up replacing them with? Added 2 negates. Yeah, negate's reasonable. Negate is reasonable. Like, I cut down Valky in some matchups down to 2, but not a lot of them. This is like a greedy ass hand, let's be honest here. We're on the draw, so we get an extra 2 looks, so I think we're going to be greedy and keep this hand. Yeah, I felt weird not having any extinction events in main, and that's why I brought one of them in at least, because I was like, well, we need one, right? Like one seems reasonable. I'm gonna play Swamp. Yeah, I like having at least 1. 2 seems reasonable too. I thought about going down to like 3 Behold the Multiverse to bring something else in. I think Behold's really good, but I don't know if I need 4. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well, it's a good thing we have an extinction event, I suppose. So we could play this as a mountain knowing that they're just going to tap down their Season Hallowblade anyway. They are playing red. This is going to be a really tough matchup for us, especially if we don't hit lands. We could also Valky to try to rip something from them. Can also Behold the Multiverse. I think we're going to Valky. What did you cut to add the 2 extinction events? I'm just curious. I like seeing other people's thought process. We'll take the Apparition here. Sure, yeah. So I'm always open to talk about and like find suggestions with things. So that's how we tweak decks and make things better. Sometimes you kind of, I have a bias sometimes where I tend to like a card and then I'm like, well, I want to keep this card in here. And maybe it's not the best card for the matches, but, I do that sometimes. So no blocks. We just really need to hit a land, otherwise we're probably going to lose this game. 2 less spot removal. I do feel like the Heartless Axe are a little bit narrow. Oh, that's what my issue was. I want to play something... one less eliminate. I'm trying the answer I'm trying to look for is to find a way to deal with Resolve Planeswalkers. I know that there's Blood Chief's Thirst, but if a Planeswalker does get resolved, I don't have a way to deal with it other than like my creatures. So that's what I'm looking for right now, is to maybe cut out a couple of the like duress sort of interactions for the control matchup and at least have like 1 to 2 answers for Resolve Planeswalkers. Something that I'm interested in. So we're not hitting lands. There's not a lot we can do about that. We can behold the multiverse. We're going to take 6 next turn, at least. But I think I'm just going to bounce the Brazen Borrower to use the Brazen Borrower on the Seasoned Hallowblade. There's no point in them tapping. Like, it's very unlikely that I block with that creature anyway. So you do get more value if you wait, but now they have to choose, I guess, if they want to replay their Seasoned Hallowblade or use Usher of the Fallen. Obviously not going to block, because we can't. I don't like that it pauses for Valki every single time, even when I'm tapped out. I know theoretically you can pay for 0. There's a land. There's one of the lands. Pass turn. So now I might block with the Valki. Can't let that resolve. We're already behind as it is. I guess the good news is if we hit a land, we can Extinction Event and get rid of the Giant Killer plus Usher of the Fallen. They are going to get the 1/1 value out of it this turn. Because like we're not getting any value out the Skyclave Apparition anyway. Now if we Extinction Event for even, we'll get the Seasoned Hallowblade and the 1/1 token. The Apparition doesn't really do anything for us, especially since we can't cast anything. Especially since we can't cast anything, I'd like to mention. Alright, so we take 5, we go to 6. Might as well throw this down. Doesn't do anything at this point, but if we don't hit a land, we lose. Alright, so we don't lose. But it's close. I should have attacked. I guess it doesn't matter. So game 2, we just have to hope we draw better. Maybe not keep such a greedy hand with 2 lands in the starting. Oh, whoops, I messed that up. Alright, so let's just scoop here. I was supposed to do Seasoned Hallowblade, eliminate the Seasoned Hallowblade before the attacks. Alright, so let's just go to game 2. Couple little punts there. Was that for my great discovery of the play that I should have made? Because that's deserving. We'll bring in the Extinction Events. Yeah, I mean, obviously they're trying to go under everything that we're doing. So Bone Crushers are good, eliminate Heartless Act, all that's good. Valki's medium, I would say. Shark Typhoon is medium against them. If I go here, cut one of these. So other than that, like, we don't need Disdainful Stroke. Mystical Dispute we don't need. Duresses we don't need. Oxes, any of those things we don't need. So I think that this is relatively fine. We have removal for all their creatures. We can still go up over the top of them. We can resolve a Shark Typhoon late game or cycle it away, trade it off as a blocker. So we have options. Take the play. Alright, we're not being greedy this time. Ah, see, a little less greed. So we have blue, black, and red. I think I'm going to put, it's pretty close between the Typhoon and the Brazen Borrower. I think I'm going to put back the Borrower. Then I believe I'm going to play a blue land. Just a single clear water pathway. Look how clear the water is on that pathway. Usher's pretty good. Well, if we take away the Seasoned Hollow Blade, that seems pretty good. And they have a dragon. If they're so far off the dragon, let's just take their 2-drop. Oh, and they just top deck a Bone Crusher Giant? Come on now. Come on now. Don't do that to me, guys. So, we can take out the Usher here, which I think is reasonable. Unless they top deck another Bone Crusher Giant. Alright, we got a Valky, which is awesome, because now we can take their Goldspan Dragon. Since we don't have one of our own. They didn't hit their 3rd land, so that's also good. I would take Skyclave Apparition, but it doesn't do anything for us, so we'll just take their dragon here. That way if we hit any untapped land, we can make the dragon ours. We also have a Brazen Borrower and a Bone Crusher Giant. Hopefully they hit a red land, if anything. Nope. So they're going to Apparition here. Question, though. If I remove the Apparition before, when it enters the battlefield, exile. If I remove this before it exiles it, does it still count? Does anybody know? Or do I not get my card, period, because it exiles it? No idea. Because I know that if you let it resolve and then you remove it, my only question is, because it shouldn't actually take effect, right? We're going to find out the hard way, I guess. Because that ability shouldn't resolve because the creature's no longer on the battlefield. Oh, it does. Yep, and we got screwed. Okay, so that's how that works. Yep, now we know. Now we know for future.
It was awful, you guys. It was so vicious and hateful.
Yep, I wasn't sure on that interaction, and now we are sure. So, future engagements, don't remove the card, because you get nothing. The Robber of Zorich. Experimentation. Our experiment failed. Experiment failed. So here we're probably going to behold the multiverse. Just because the only thing that they're really going to cast this turn, yeah, is another robber, which they don't get any value off of. Well, they get 2 damage, that's value. I think it was a success. Smashing success. Alright, so I think we lose here. We're on the path of losing right now. Extinction event would be good, though. So we need a 5th land. Alright, eliminates reasonable. Brazen Barber is fine. Another black land here. Just play a Bone Crusher Giant, and we have Eliminate, Saw It Coming, and Brazen Bar available to us. So they might want to Apparition the Bone Crusher Giant. So now we'll counter that. They can still attack with a Seasoned Hollowblade, but the Robber the Rich won't attack, which is good. So we're going to go to 4, even though going to 4 is not great. Got another land. Excuse me. The only downside here is by protecting your Bone Crusher Giant, if they rip that next land, then Goldspan Dragon comes down. And we probably just lose. They do get to cast Showdown of the Skulls, though, which is a pretty nasty card. I did beat one of them earlier, so that felt good. I actually beat 3 of them. Yep, that's quite the good variety there. All right. So that pretty much spells our doom. Alright, so we lost there. Didn't feel good. Didn't feel great. That's okay. Overall, we have a pretty good win percentage with the deck. So I think that's a good start. You know, as long as we're not under 50%, that's great. He said if you hit like 48% of your wins, you'll end up in Mythic. So there you go. You guys can do that. But we have a high enough win percentage so far that if we can maintain that and also keep tweaking the deck to be better against what we wind up facing, I think we'd be in a pretty good spot. I plan on trying to play this in some tournaments, so that's all this is for, is practice, 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 practice. So that's what we're trying to do, get better. What is today? The 8th, huh? Today is the 8th. February the 8th. Well, we're all set here. That's going to do it for me today. We're going to go pay a visit to Gaming with Steven again. I think he's playing some Tomb Raider, I think is what he's on, which is sweet. Tomb Raider is pretty awesome. Not going to lie. Played through the first 2. I'm waiting to play through the 3rd one. What's a good attitude? Did I miss something? Did I miss something I said? Yeah, so we're gonna keep improving on the deck, make some tweaks, and kind of see what sticks, and enter the tournaments. Worst case scenario, we lose and we see what feels bad in the deck, and we try to. Yeah, no problem. I really appreciate you guys stopping by. We're gonna go say hi to Gaming with Steven, And I'm off tomorrow, but I'll catch everybody. I'll be here Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and on Sunday. Gonna probably keep drafting, probably do a draft here and there, and then we'll keep doing this, trying to get better here. And as always, if anyone has any suggestions, comments, ideas, please feel free to let me know. I'm always happy and open to hear them, and look forward to improving the deck and playing. So I appreciate everyone stopping in. We'll go say hi to Steven, and everyone have a wonderful day, and we will see you next time.